The following podcast has been recorded by LIM.
From taverns across Chicagoland to St. Joe's Park in Joliet to the world of podcasting, they're upholding the good name of Chet Gunderson and letting the old styles flow. They are the lovely, intoxicated men. And this is the Lovely Intoxicated Podcast.
All right, folks, welcome back to the Lovely Intoxicated Podcast. I'm your host, Tony Gabagool. I am the LIM champion. However, my belts were stolen, but we'll get into that later. I know we're on a mission here tonight. Double J, thank you for joining us tonight.
As always, my good friend.
Now, what are we going to talk about tonight?
We got Cupids Carnage coming up a week from tomorrow. We got a lot to talk about. But we also got some fabulous guests joining us today.
That's
Welcome
correct.
back to the show, Lil McGee. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Very good, very good. And
I've been better.
Gabagool. Yeah.
My belts were stolen, but this pity party isn't about me. This is a good party. I'm trying to be happy because, as Double J was about to say, go ahead, Double J.
We are also joined by our freshly brand new member, the man who can count to 3, Ref Daniel Crowe. Thank you for joining us, Ref Danny.
What's up, everybody? What's up? Much love. What's up, guys?
Welcome to the pod, Danny. And
Thank you.
I got to say, when we get together at Cupids Carnage, I need to take a picture of you holding my finger pointing at you. Okay. We missed that 2 months ago. We love having you in LIM. It's good to have a trustworthy, honest, a referee with integrity, such as yourself. And I love your hat, man. You got style, just like old Gabagool here.
Thank you so much, man. Dude, I've been wearing these hats for a pretty long time, and I don't know. I just stay fit. I just love it. I have like 4 of these things somewhere laying around the house. So
usually I wear a hat like that. That's, old Gabagool style. But right now I've been listening to a lot of The Cure. I've been in kind of a depressed mood. The Cure? Well, yeah, Disintegration is the greatest album of all time.
One of my favorite songs, dude. Lullaby by Cure.
Sure. But that's the mood of that song is how I feel since my belts were stolen. But again, this is not about me tonight. This is about you guys and the Cupids Carnage, the Cupid Chaos. It's all going to go down. And we're going to talk about the card right here tonight. Ref Danny.
Yeah.
We've heard, and this was just recently announced. Let me pull up the match card. Would you care to give us a little bit of insight on the triple threat that's going to happen between these 3 men, Mr. Sam Eli, Rozzy, and Skylar Reed?
Sam Eli, you mean Sam Knight.
Sam Knight.
All right, folks. So we got a triple threat bout. Ref Danny, would you care to tell us a little bit about this triple threat bout that's going to happen? I heard it's for the number 1 contender for the Outer Limits Championship. We got Mr. Sam Knight. I thought he was related to Johnny Nye. Rozzy and Skylar Reed.
So I just wanted to say sorry about the titles, dude. That's it's really a bummer. Honestly, it is. I feel your pain, man. Now with this match, I want to specifically talk about Rozzy here. There's a lot of potential in him. Like, I've seen him train. I trained with him. And the way he moves in that ring, I mean, he's quick. And he's focused. He's determined. And nothing will stand in his way to get that spot. He really wants this. And I've seen it in his eyes. He may be just a rambunctious, radical person in that ring, but the way he moves, and I've seen him in Wrestle League shows. It's crazy. He's wild. He's not afraid to do things to get his way, to get his way. It's crazy. And I've been in the same ring with him. Yeah, he's a bit of a smart ass. What can you do about that? He's just going to, be Rozzy, Skylar Reed and Sam Knight, these two I've seen in the ring as well. But I don't know much about them as much as I do with Rozzy. I have to say, though, Rozzy is going to have a challenge with these two in the ring. These are guys that have been in the ring for years. They've been training for years. They know what they're doing. Rozzy's got to figure a method way out of this mess. Cut some corners if he has to. That's the thing. So what he does, it's Rozzy. With Skylar Reed, he's smooth. He's smooth. Sam Knight can be vicious. So
sure, yeah.
I say Rozzy could have the upper hand if he starts with the bigger dude first and then goes to Skylar Reed. You know what I'm saying? It's just how it is. But it's a triple threat match. They're all in it for themselves. They want that spot. It's gonna be a huge competition, between these three. It's brutal. It's gonna be brutal, I'm telling you. These guys are not gonna stop at nothing to get that spot. And if they're that determined, I mean, it could turn ugly. I mean, Rozzy in this match, he loves to turn stuff ugly. And not to mention, he could possibly get help.
Sure. I mean, how many do we? Let me just throw something out there. I want to get your take too on this, Danny.
Yeah.
So at Resolution, we saw Rozzy come out to help JVJ defeat. I'm mixing all my names up. Back at Resolution, we saw Rozzy come out to help Jesus DeSafio defeat Joseph Von Jaeger. Okay. Are there more members that will continue to be added to the Undeniable? Do we even know for a fact right now if Rozzy is within the Undeniable? Is he a member?
It's a possibility. It is a possibility. These two go way back. DeSafio and Rozzy, they go way back. And they're a dangerous group. They are a very dangerous group. I mean, compared to the Undeniables, they joined the Undeniables. Whoever goes up against these guys, they're going to need a hefty team. They're going to need superstars. They're going to need it because it's going to get ugly. The Undeniable are creating a devastating team. They're ready to go to war, and you can see it. They're ready. They're not stopping, too. They're not stopping.
The Undeniable have become unpredictable.
Seriously.
We thought Rozzy was security back at Resolution. That threw us all for a ringer. I want to add a little bit of context. We've seen Sam Knight this season here in Rocket Pro Wrestling. Vicious is one word I would use to say to describe him. Determined, a man on a mission is what I think of when I see Sam Knight. And don't ever count out Skylar Reed. We've been seeing Skylar Reed for a number of years in Rocket Pro Wrestling. He's been a mainstay here in Rocket Pro Wrestling. This guy has been in a huge tag team matches with his former partner, Devin August. So, like you said, Danny, this is high stakes. And in my opinion, the Outer Limits Championship, that's the creme de la crop right here. It's the cream of the crop in Rocket Pro Wrestling. To me, it's the most prestigious title in Rocket Pro Wrestling. So, yes, there is a lot at stake.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and with Skylar getting backstabbed, he's been through hell and back. And I've been there and saw that. And it was just devastating, to see a team tear apart because someone was selfish and wanted to, do what they did. But Skylar didn't back down. He's still fighting. He's still going. He's doing his own thing. And he's gonna get there, just like every other person. They work their asses off for this, and they're gonna get there. And
so, is your pick? Would your pick be Rozzy then?
You know what? I'm not a super fan of Rozzy. Just because he's, he should see the light one day, because that guy would be great hands on the good. He would be great hands with us. But if it goes the way I see it going, it could be Rozzy. And if I'm reffing that match, I will do my best ability to, play it fair, because, I'm up that, I'm not going to pick sides. It's just, I got to pay attention to Rozzy sometimes because he's a slick guy. And,
by all
but
means,
there's going to be no DQ. It's a triple threat. What can I do? They bring in people. I can't really stop them. And that's going to be the problem. It's, and people are going to get upset. And it's like, you got to understand, triple threat match. I can't do this. I can't toss them out. If I could make it, I would keep it 3 people in that ring like it's supposed to, but rules are rules, and I'm following, I'm following them. I have to follow. Otherwise I get to
follow the rules. Absolutely. Lil McGee, who's your pick for this match?
It's really hard to say. I'm really excited to see Rozzy with his pretty much title shot debut. Um, but I'm a little shaken up just because he does seem like he is with Undeniable. Skylar Reed, he has aligned with Rion, so maybe we may see Rion in the ring or coming out ringside.
Very good point.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
um, I think ultimately I have to go with Sam Knight. I feel like he's been very vocal and um, very inspired, very, um, what's the word that I'm thinking of?
Determined.
Determined, yeah. He's really determined. I think he's going into this with a very clear mind. Um, I think he's going to take the Outer Limits Championship.
Perfect. That's my pick as well. Double J, I'm interested to hear what you have for this match.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen Sam Knight since December when he teamed with Aaron Stone against the Undeniable, and we all know how that went. So I think we're going to see a very determined Sam Knight who's going to not waste this opportunity, especially after the Undeniable also cost him the Rocket to the Top briefcase in that match. He's got a chip on his shoulder, and he's going to want to come in and win this so then he can try to take another title away from them. So my
Excellent.
pick, Sam Knight.
That's Danny, I appreciate the great analysis. And again, we have an
No problem.
unpredictable factor here. We don't know if he's undeniable, but I think if we continue to tune in to Rocket Pro Wrestling, we'll begin to see
We'll
what's
see things develop in time. Trust me. We'll see things and
sure.
and that, oh yeah, Rozzy did drop a promo about this too recently. So
He sure did. People need to
he
get on
did.
the Rocket Pro Wrestling Facebook page. They can
Oh,
find that promo. I do have a backstage interview that will be coming out shortly, probably shortly after this podcast airs. I caught up with Jesus DeSafio and Rozzy, and there'll be a little more context to what we're talking about. But I'm
that's good.
excited.
That should be an interesting interview. Can't wait to see that, man.
Huge triple threat match. Double J, you want to give us a little bit of context on this next match? We got Devin August taking on Aaron Stone, who is the Zero Gravity champion. This is Aaron Stone's first title defense.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just as I shared on the last episode, heading into his title match with Eric Schultz is, Aaron Stone's got a chip on his shoulder. He wasn't coming in there just to win that title. He wanted to take that title off of the Undeniable shoulder, but he also wanted to run through Eric Schultz. And man, if you were at Resolution, you saw him with that boot in the corner where he almost threw himself over the rope with how hard he kicked that smug man in the face.
Oh my God. I was
And
in there. I saw that firsthand and I was just like, Jesus.
yeah,
It looked pretty ugly.
he put
It
some
looked pretty ugly.
stank on that. And this is again the same situation. Now he's got a belt to defend, but the objective is still the same. He's got another undeniable member. Devin August, the little runt of the undeniable, always comes running in here, charging and trying to fight people, but he's got him one-on-one. I mean, they got Frank. Frank will be there if he's not distracted with getting his Thin Mints from the lobby.
Or
If
the
he
Corn Franks.
Yeah, or a
Poor
Corn
Frank.
Franks. We got the Corn Franks from Captain Dave's Gallery.
Folks, hold
Um,
on. We want to talk about tonight's sponsor of this episode. If
Too
you're in the
bad.
mood for a nice little bit of a Frank with some carbohydrates on a stick, then look no further than Corn Franks, brought to you by our good friend Frank, the Rain Check. Let's get back to the match.
Absolutely. Yeah, so we got Aaron Stone, Devin August. He's measured that revenge against the undeniable. If Aaron Stone has a list, he's got his next target in sight. And I do not expect this to be a family, fun, and friendly match. This is going to be a hard-hitting match. Aaron Stone's going to be looking to take this guy's head off. And I think he will do it in a deciding factor. Devin August, we haven't really seen much success after he stabbed Skylar in the back here. He has a lot to prove, so he's got a tall task ahead of him taking on Aaron Stone in this match because his similar little antics pandering to the crowd, if he takes his eyes off Stone for a second, he's gonna regret it.
Let me give you my pick because it's going to piggyback off of something you just said. You said he's got a tall task. I'm giving the height and size advantage to Aaron Stone. He stands probably what, about a head or a head and a half taller than Devon July. Okay, so he's going to come into this match with the size advantage. Not to mention, you got this goofball in the corner. I think he's liable to screw a few things up, right?
Oh,
Frank,
absolutely. He might throw a cane into the match and just cost Devin August everything.
and you know what I'm gonna say when he launches his walking device?
What's that?
That's gotta be Kane.
Oh my God.
Uh,
Ref Danny,
absolutely.
what do you got for this match? Who's taking it?
Look, all right. I'm my predictions on this one. I'm picking Aaron Stone, and Devin has that history with Skylar Reed. I believe it's a possible chance that Skylar Reed could screw over Devin and help Aaron Stone attain that title. It's a possibility because I have this personal thing with Frank. Every time it's always I've always been tossing him out, and I'll probably do it again. If I'm reffing this match, I'll probably do it again. Knowing him with his cane and all. But I'll give him credit though; he has good taste in Girl Scout cookies. All right, Thin Mints are the best.
Okay, we're gonna have to reevaluate your membership in the social club. If you're eating Thin Mints, I don't know if you could be hanging out with us wearing those kind of hats, listening to The Cure on the Disintegration vinyl. But we'll talk after the show.
But I like chocolate chip cookies too.
It's all about the Roman Reigns, okay? The Samoas, the Jacob Fatu. The Samoas are the best.
Whoa, Gabagool. We all know it's about the tag-alongs. You
Oh,
got your peanut butter, you got your chocolate, you got your cookie.
Exactly.
I would
Peanut
eat
butter
those
chocolate,
all
man.
day.
This is the most important thing we will cover besides my missing belts on this podcast tonight. The Girl Scouts of America, is that what they're called? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Girl Scouts of America, this beautiful country we live in, will be selling those delicacies in the lobby at Cupid's Carnage. So bring some extra
Yeah.
cash.
I'm
Support
excited.
these young ladies on their endeavor to make the cookies delightful because they're sure doing it. So make sure you support the Girl Scouts.
I'm excited. I'm gonna buy me a box, baby. Woo!
I'm going to buy 4. Lil McGee, I want to get
Dang.
your take. Aaron Stone, he's the reigning defending champion, taking on, as I mentioned before, Devon July. I got to quote Steve because I got to give Steve credit. Steve Aaron, that's what he called him, and I lost my shiz on that. All right. He called him Devon July. I love it. Steve, keep coming up with beautiful names. Lil McGee, who are you taking for this match?
I gotta go with Aaron Stone. You could see it at Resolution. He had fire in his eyes. He came out, he did the damn thing. It's even rumored he lost a dreadlock in that last match.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
picked it up.
He
I picked it up.
he has so much determination. I just hope that the undeniable does not interfere with this. Um, if they do, that's a shame. And Frank, to be quite frank, he needs to. I hope his luck turns around, but hopefully he'll get his Thin Mints and he can cry with those.
I gotta
Oh.
say, there's 3 things that are a constant in life. All right, little McGee. Number 1, taxes. Number 2, death. Number 3, undeniable interference at Rocket Pro Wrestling. So there will be undeniable interference. We know that's going to happen. But what I'm gathering from the 4 of us, we have a unanimous prediction for this fine gentleman here, Aaron Stone.
I also like to bring up that, in case we forgot about this, there is some heat between Damien and Frank.
We can let's see. Yeah, well, I mean, we can talk about that now. We've got so many undeniable matches on the card.
It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable, undeniable, and quite frankly, we're going to talk one more time about Corn Frank. Stop on by to Captain Dave's Galley and get yourself a Corn Frank. Let's run this down real quick. So, Frank had many blunders. I interviewed him backstage. That video has been posted. We didn't get a whole lot of context or answers from Frank about the blunders that took place at Resolution. I know PX caught up with him a little bit too after Resolution, or not Resolution, sorry, after the Hollywood screening. So, guys, what do you make of Frank's blunders at Resolution?
Frank needs to turn a new leaf. I believe this guy is just getting abused and used, man. Honestly, I see some good in him. I'm gonna be real. I see some good in him, but he's just feeling like, not to be a jerk about it, but it's like a lost puppy. He's been like following the undeniables. Like, what are you getting out of this? What are you getting out of this that's benefiting you to follow these evil people, like just destroying our way of life? It's just, why?
Let me walk you guys back a little bit, because I know for a fact it was before the three of you were coming to Rocket Pro Wrestling. Jay Beck the Paycheck used to be the general manager of Rocket Pro Wrestling. He was beloved by us fans. He would come out to the ring to a glorious, beautiful song, Ladies and Gentlemen by Drowning Pool. He would come out. He would be wearing this attire right here. I haven't seen him wear something like this. Like, this is his Saturday best, right? His RPW Saturday best. The suit jacket, the black shirt, the shades. I know a lot about the shades. I don't leave the house without them. But the other thing is, this guy, he was so, like, just beyond everybody else. He could wear jeans with this outfit and still pull it off. All right. This guy was the Paycheck. He was money. But
What happened?
Well, he got with the undeniable. His check got bounced. And the longer he stays with the undeniable, the more his stock will depreciate. Okay.
And the way he looks, have you noticed, like, it's just compared to what he used to be, it's degrading himself. Like, he's getting weaker. And it's like,
that's a good point, Danny. And Double J will know this observation too, because I know he follows some of the older Rocket Pro clips. If you go back and look, before J Back to Paycheck was with the undeniable, he did not walk with a cane. But listen, quite frankly, I'm tired of talking about Frank.
They did something to him. Something's going on.
I mean, it's the undeniable. It's a plague. It's taking him over. I'd like to talk a little bit about the next match. And Danny, if you're able to add a little bit of context, we'd appreciate it. We have Tom Heisman taking on none other. Hold on,
buddy.
We're going to have to edit this.
All right, Danny. So why don't you go ahead and talk to us about this match between Tom Heisman and Buddy Roberts Jr.?
Ooh. It ain't gonna be pretty. It's gonna be ugly. Like, there's no doubt about it. There's a feud this feud is just like it's just a volcano erupting, and it's to the point where it's unstoppable. I mean, Tom Heisman, I've seen him outside, and he's not someone to be messed with, that's for sure. He's brutal. He's insane. Buddy has the heart in him, though. That's the difference. Like, I feel like Tom Heisman is just full of just angst and anger and just rebellious. Like, nobody loved him, you know what I mean? And then Buddy, though, he's doing this because he has a passion for it. He's got a heart for this. And you can see it. I've seen Tom Heisman more in the ring than I have with Buddy, though. And the way Tom is, he's nasty in that ring. Dirty. And of course, he's got his buddies. And you can't trust them. Because look what happened when they got reinstated in the RPW. Boom. You know, it was a plan. It was all planned, deployed to attack them. I don't know what could happen, but honestly, I think we know what would happen. I think he's going to have his buddies behind his back. Tom Heisman's going to have that interference.
I mean, you bring up a good point. Double J and Lil McGee and Ref Danny, obviously you were there at Resolution. What the Youth Gone Wild did to the Freebirds was absolutely despicable.
Dude,
unforgivable.
And dude, no, like, it's kind of terrifying. Like, especially Flywheel, he's a big dude, and I didn't want to try to intervene what he was trying, but I almost got knocked out. That dude was ready. Like, you could see it. These guys, They're like just like the Undeniables. They want to go to war.
I
Like
think
it's crazy.
they are
Insane.
more ruthless than the Undeniable. The Youth Gone Wild will stop at nothing to basically humiliate and eviscerate the Freebirds. Okay, so to
Yeah.
add a little more context to it, we found out at Resolution, and a lot of this came out on the Power Hour. Steve Aaron had the Freebirds on to get context. Why they came in November, why they came unannounced to the ring. They caused a whole lot of hoopla.
Yeah.
RPW will still not show that footage. However, I'm at the big screen at Hollywood Boulevard. You three were there. We saw the Youth Gone Wild spray painting Buddy Roberts back. They were branding him after
Yeah.
they had already handcuffed Tristan Hayes to the turnbuckle. But RPW will show that on the big screen, but they won't show what happened in November. Any thoughts on that, guys?
That brawl. I mean, just being inside that ring, dude. It was like it was unreal. It was surreal. Oh my God, dude. I wish
Double
it didn't
J,
even happen.
yeah.
Like doesn't need to go this far, but I have no
This
words,
isn't
honestly.
Danny. This isn't even wrestling anymore. This is just
No,
violence.
no, it is literally just
This is just
concrete jungle
violence.
violence. Concrete jungle violence right here, man. And there doesn't need to be a ring for these guys to fight. They can fight out wherever they want. This is how bad it's got. You know?
Double J, what do you think of all this?
I mean, yeah, we saw it at Resolution. You know what they did? They handcuffed Tristan Hayes to the ring. They pulled out their jackets. They pulled out the Hall of Fame rings and just paraded those in front of Buddy Roberts Jr. and Tristan Hayes and just really made a mockery of it all. This is a very personal feud that is going on right now, and based on what we
100%.
saw last month, this month, RPW security needs to be on like extra high alert and stationed everywhere because who knows what's gonna happen again.
Okay,
Make
so
sure those security guards are security guards and
Yeah.
not somebody else.
Yes,
Exactly.
Danny, that's a good point. And Double J, to piggyback off of that, do we not have three, or maybe let me scratch that. Maybe we have two LIM members, our security, Bruno Jakubowski and Michael Madonna. Guys, you got to get up off your stool. When you see the Youth Gone Wild coming down to attack the Freebirds, you need to jump in there. You need to intervene. Do the
Mhm.
same thing you did back in November. All right, because I didn't see that kind of response. Back in November, you guys bum rushed. The whole locker room spilled out. But where was that kind of urgency and protection for the whole building? You guys let the Youth Gone Wild go wild for what? 5 minutes before, if I'm not mistaken, JVJ might have come out. I know for sure Johnny the Locksmith, the Redeemer Rockstar, the Realm, he came
Mhm.
out. Thank God he knows how to work a handcuff, okay? Because he freed Tristan Hayes from the turnbuckle. All right. I think was Disco there.
I
Anyways,
think
a
so.
couple guys came out.
A lot of people were in that ring that night.
Well, I'm talking about Resolution even. Where was security?
Gabagool, you know what I think? Maybe we need to evaluate our security training. You know, maybe that's just it. Maybe we need to look at how we train our security guys and prep them for this stuff because it seems like they're not really
Do
prepared
you
for this
not?
kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Do they
You
not?
know,
Can they not see a threat when the threat is in place? The Youth
We,
Gone Wild
you
are a
know what?
threat.
we need to
Nothing
get
wrong
that.
with
We need to get that guy
looking
from
over this.
Detroit from TikTok that
Oh,
taught us the hand-to-hand combat. We need to bring him out. He'll
Yeah,
subdue us and protect us. We know
he's
we'll
100%.
teach him a few things.
Steven Seagal of security. Little McGee, I don't know how far back your interest in professional wrestling goes, and this is not me mansplaining or anything, so don't take it this way. But I just want to throw this out there. Buddy Roberts Jr. is the son of Buddy Roberts Sr. He was, and Buddy Roberts Sr. was a part of a legendary tag team in professional wrestling. Okay, the Fabulous Freebirds. What the Youth Gone Wild have done, they stole Hall of Fame rings. It's an honor to be in the WWE Hall of Fame, to my knowledge. I'm not a trained wrestler. I've never been a wrestler, but to me, looking on the outs from the outside looking in, if you make it to the pinnacle of being in the WWE Hall of Fame and you get a Hall of Fame ring and it's stolen,
That's that's
Yep.
disgusting.
That is
I
the
know
ultimate sin. So, Lil
for
McGee,
real.
and not to mention, they've stolen the vests. They made a mockery of it. Lil McGee, what do you make of all this?
I'm speechless. To have the Hall of Fame rings from WWE, I grew up watching it with Smiley. Sadly, he couldn't make it today. He's at the convention for the roller
He's
coasters.
he's got a big season ahead of him, I heard.
Yeah, he does. He's getting ramped up. He's getting all the knowledge in his cranium, but um, just watching all of that and knowing WWE and how big it is and the impact that it has on people, I would be I would be upset if somebody stole my ring that I worked so hard for or that my family member worked so hard for. Um, Especially coming into Rocket Pro and causing a bunch of chaos. Um, I have I can't find the words to describe Rocket Pro not showing the footage or explaining why we really haven't gotten an explanation from that night as to why we don't see the footage or any explanation from the lawyers or anything. Um, I do hope that security is going to be, we're going to have top flight security. I hope they're on their A game because this is going to be a hot match.
Expect all hell to break loose is my opinion. The next match, some more hell will break loose, but maybe not as bad as the Youth Gone Wild and the Freebirds meeting again. Lil McGee, I want to see if you can give us a little bit of context about this next match. So it's another triple threat match, except this one is a championship match. It's for the Intercounty Championship, where we'll see Yo Baby Mama's favorite wrestler, Cash Money, Corey McHenry. He's going to face off against everybody's dancing friend, Disco Ray, and the champion, Mr. Jesus DeSafio. Lil McGee, tell us all about it.
So we did see in resolution that Corey McHenry actually was choking out um, Disco Ray, but Disco Ray at the same time actually pinned him, which actually led to a no contest. Um, so Nuke actually came out and overruled Damian Saint and brought the triple threat match. Um, I'm excited to see how um, DeSafio is going to play into this match. Obviously, like all the other matches, I think that Undeniable is going to make an appearance. Somebody is. Um, I'm wondering if Rozzy will come out because they've kind of teamed up and they have history, especially with them being the Caribbean cartel.
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
If I had to pick anybody for this match, I gotta go with Disco Ray because he's just discoing his way to the top.
Disco. Disco. She is
Disco
disco.
isn't dead, man. I'm telling you, disco isn't dead.
Listen, disco never died. It
Nah,
just took
never.
a break. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's Lil McGee. I mean, this is one of those matches where we saw two guys go head to head last month, and it's almost unprecedented, right? Where we see a no contest because one guy submits and the other guy's getting pinned. So I'm glad you pointed that out. Uh, I'm excited to see little Ollie there. He's the reigning defending champion, beat PX for 3 weeks straight. PX, I'm glad to hear you're out of there. Got out of that pinch real quick. Double J, what do you make of this match?
I think this is going to be an interesting match, not just because all of them are extremely talented individuals, Jesus DeSafio and his, Caribbean cartel and Undeniable, but also the fact that these men know each other very well. They are all Wrestle League trained. They are all, they're brothers in that training ground. They've, seen each other from the ground up into where they are now. So these three know each other better than most other competitors know each other in a triple threat. But if I had to pick somebody to win this, I will never not pick my favorite wrestler in RPW, Cash Money Corey McHenry. He's got two big boots, and there's two big faces that are gonna get met with that this coming Saturday.
Danny, before I get to you, because I know you got a lot to talk about because you got a lot of experience in the league with two of these guys, correct?
Yes.
I gotta just basically sound like an echo chamber with Double J here. Corey McHenry, I love this fucking guy. And I know we're trying to clean up the language on this podcast, but keep that in there because Corey McHenry, everything you do, man, it just wows me. Because every time I see you, I go, whoa, IPW alternative champion Corey McHenry. And I just got to think to myself, when every time I see my wife, she just keeps saying, because I'm the father of, oh man, because I'm the mother of your child, right? Uh, Corey McHenry sure is my favorite wrestler. So that's my pick. Corey McHenry, keep doing what you're doing. Just stay focused, Corey. Do not lose focus in this match. There's a lot at stake, okay? Ref Danny, let's hear what you got to say.
All right. So Disco Ray and Distafio. These two, like Double J, these two have trained together. I've trained with them personally as well. Three extremely talented people right now. This is a new generation of wrestlers. But the thing is,
yeah, that's a beautiful point.
Yeah, but the thing that I see, sadly, is an interference because that's just the way the ball goes with these guys. They have backup. Now, Cash and Disco, these two they're phenomenal. They're good. They're clean. They had a really good time in that ring, last month, and you saw that the sportsmanship between those two. But you got one guy in that ring who's going to ruin that all. But when triple threat is a triple threat, it's okay. You can cite your differences, make a friendly competition. You don't have to hate each other, But you got to look out for Distafio because he may pull a fast one, knowing what he's part of, undeniable. And then Rozzy's in the picture now. But I could see this being mostly a clean match between the three. I don't see anything extremely, harsh happening between each other. It's it's going to be clean. I think it's going to be a mostly clean match between these three guys. Very talented, new generation of wrestlers. They're amazing. And that's my take on it. I'm going to take Distafio, sadly. Just because I've seen the repeat happen over and over again. Like they say, history repeats itself. But maybe I may be wrong. Maybe, hopefully, I'll be wrong. And Disco Ray or Cash takes the title, Either or. I want those two. Either or.
But, Danny, I got to say, the highlight of your prediction, you are most certainly right that, yes, this is the future of professional wrestling right here in this match. If you're not at Cupids Carnage on February 8th, then by God, you are missing out on history in the making because these three men are going to go to war for the Intercounty Championship. I'm absolutely excited. One thing I do want to talk about, and it kind of goes back to a little bit of the Youth Gone Wild, Freebird, the story that we were talking about with them. Brutus Owen Wexler, BOW, it's announced that he will be in the house at February 8th, Cupid's Carnage. He will be there. Do you guys think this is going to play into that match at all?
Absolutely. I mean, the Freebirds caused the distraction by shaving Rat J Flywheel's head that cost BOW his opportunity at the Rocket to the Top briefcase match.
I think they shaved mine too. I don't know where my hair went.
No, you were already bald at that point.
Okay. Just because you got the beautiful locks doesn't mean you got to come over here and discriminate against my shiny head.
I might cut my hair a little bit so you can have something to put on the top of your head to keep you warm. It's going to get cold out again soon.
Thank you. Yeah, I think you're right, Double J. It's I don't think it's any secret now, right? The word has been out for a long time. BOW is a member of the Scumbag Army. Why would he not be there to support his SBA brethren, right? He's going to support the Scumbag Army.
Yeah, absolutely.
His
It's only
commentary.
a matter of how is he going to do that.
Lil McGee, I don't know how much you've seen of BOW, but he is a force to reckon with. He is
Oh
a
yeah.
big man. He is a scary man. Look at that mask. Okay.
I can already imagine my nightmares tonight.
Shut up, real Bane, man. Scary
Uh,
man.
Yes.
I would be more surprised if he did not come out during that match, um, with Tom Heisman and Buddy Roberts Jr. Just with the history that they have going. Yeah, I fully expect to see him in that ring with them at some point.
Absolutely. Danny, if you're refing that match with the Youth Gone Wilds, Tom Heisman, and the
No,
Freebirds, Buddy Roberts Jr., what are you going to do to prepare for this man coming down to the ring? Are
no.
you going to put yourself in between him and interfering with the match, or are you just going to let it go?
Look, BOW, he's scary. He's a scary man. I don't care who you are. That dude, he will destroy you. He's a train. He'll run you over without stopping. I can try my best to stop him, honestly. But that dude's gonna throw me across the ring. Like, there's no doubt about it. I mean, I have a better chance of backing away and to let it play out the way it does because this dude's a monster. But I'll tell you one thing though. I don't think he's gonna back up youth.
Oh,
Oh, a hot off the presses. Hot take
wow.
Danny Crowe. We're
You
coming in hot.
you
Hot
put your
take. Hey,
put
I knew you
just
were
think
my
about it.
I knew you
Just
were
think
my
about it.
favorite, Danny. I knew you were my favorite Danny in the LIM. Uh, Care to tell me more about this hot take? Let's hear it.
He really wasn't there for a lot of this mess that's been happening between the two. And I
Hmm.
know BOW's a monster and all, but there is sense in that man. Think about it. What if he's tired of the crap of the youth? Maybe this is why he stepped away because he's getting his composure back. He's actually thinking about himself for once. I don't know. I could see that playing out as he's going to destroy the youth gone wild instead. Help the Freebirds because what have Freebirds done to deserve this? First of all, you know what I mean. Where did this dissolve? Where did this? Why are you treating these guys like ass? What's the
I
purpose?
mean, just totally destroying the good name of the Freebirds altogether. You're making a mockery of the memorabilia and such and the legacy. Danny,
Again,
you bring up,
BOW could be one of those people. He may be a monster. He
yeah.
may have a mind of his own, but he could also be used by the youth.
You see, that's why you're here. That's why you're on this podcast.
I just
You're
think
bringing
outside the
hot
box when it comes to
takes.
certain things like this, man.
You're
Like,
wearing good hats. You're listening to all the good vinyls, and you know what? We're gonna keep you around. All right. Me and Double J, we're gonna get out the abacus and we're gonna work on our 1, 2, 3s with you. And believe me, kid, you're gonna be doing just fine. Double J, I do want to talk about a huge match that's coming up. We're gonna see. Let's see. We got Marche Rocket coming back to Rocket Pro Wrestling. He's been a legend of Rocket Pro Wrestling and a legend of Chicagoland wrestling altogether. Um, it's great to have Marche back in the house. We saw Marche last at Christmas Chaos when he faced off against Joe Hendry.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going to see Marche here at Cupids Carnage. He's going to face off against Brandon Day. Double J, can you give us some context about this match? It is for the winner will face Steve Michaels for the RPW championship. So this is a big opportunity, huge match.
Absolutely. I mean, we all know Marche Rocket is a staple in Rocket Pro Wrestling. He's a former RPW champion, a former tag team champion. He is somebody with high respect and high praise in Rocket Pro Wrestling. But Brandon Day is no slouch. He is a 25-year veteran of professional wrestling. He's appeared in promotions such as NWA and Ring of Honor and has held numerous championships in numerous companies all across the Midwest and some parts of the East Coast. He's also a very decorated tag team wrestler, just like Marche is. So I think Marche was tested heavily against Joe Hendry in that match. Look, in Joe Hendry, now TNA World Heavyweight Champion, and Marche took him to the limit. And Brandon Day is also somebody of that same caliber. Coming in, it's going to be a tough match with Marche. But again, Marche, with losing the tag team titles to the 3 rings and then losing this match to Joe Hendry, and now with a shot to go back to claim a championship that he also lost a season or so ago, or 2 seasons ago, I apologize. Marshe Rockett is looking to come in and win and come back at Steve Michaels. So I expect this to be a big match, a heavy hitting match, two veterans of this business, a highly technically skilled match, and both chests are going to look like hamburger meat because Marche chops are better than pork chops, some would say.
Take him
And
to the
they
chop house.
and they're just as tough. Hey, that's how you, if Gabagool is cooking, those pork chops are gonna be tough as nails.
Nails.
Tenderizing.
I could, and to quote The Cure, we've been talking a lot about The Cure tonight and Disintegration and why it's the greatest album of all time. But there's a song on that album called Love Song. I could write a love song about Marshe Rockett and everything he's done for professional wrestling, especially here in the Chicagoland. Been following the man's career for over 15 years. Used to go to Windy City Pro Wrestling all the time. I sound like a broken record. You guys are probably tired of hearing me talk about
Yeah.
when I grew up watching wrestling. But I have an affinity for everything that he did. In my childhood, this man, I've seen his career blossom. This match, I think it puts him on the track to face off against Steve Michaels, regain that RPW championship, and just to restore dignity to that title, right? We don't see Steve Michaels on this card, so I do want to point out the fact I don't think Steve Michaels, if he didn't have the undeniable behind him in every match, he would not be the RPW champion. Would you all agree with me?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay. So I think Marche, this is a perfect opportunity. You can qualify to become the number one contender, face off against Steve Michaels, go through Steve Michaels, restore dignity to that title. Lil McGee, who's your pick for this match?
I have to go with Marshe Rockett. I feel like he's gonna, rocket to the top. I think that he has that fire in him. He's I think he does want it. You can see it. He wants that RPW championship, and I think that he's the one that can take Steve Michaels down.
I'd love to see it. He's got to go through Brandon Dave first. Ref
Yeah.
Danny, any context or your pick? What do you think? Who's your pick?
Well, I'm gonna go back to Steve Michaels over here. I kind of have to disagree on the whole. I'll tell you why. I'm not choosing, sides here, but Hawaii. Steve defended the RPW at Hawaii. Nobody helped him.
Okay, that's a fair point.
You
But
went
what
to
about
Hawaii.
My
defend
counter
that-
argument to that,
yes, please.
Damian Saint did pay for that trip. He sent him there to rest and relax. It's not, and Steve Michaels looked and found a fight. So he was there to rest and relax and recover, and we don't know what magic was done to Steve Michaels, and Damian Saint might have had his hand in it still.
This
Listen.
is true. Yeah, you like you said, you can't trust undeniables, and the undesirables at this point.
Yes.
and-
Write that down. That is the name of the podcast, The Undesirables. God, why did we not think of that? I'm supposed to be a wise guy, and I didn't think of undesirables. I'm not
But-
supposed to be hanging out with any of them.
I got 2
Marche.
degrees and I didn't think of that.
I'm gonna say Marche all the way. Seeing him with Joe Hendry, it's gonna be just like that match. Amazing, 5-star classic. These two are gonna go at it. They're gonna really bring the heat, the shine. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be a beautiful masterpiece, just like Marche and Joe Hendry. Those two collided, and it was the greatest match. This one will be just as great. I'm pretty sure. But Marche, I want to see him. I want to see him win that RPW. I want to see him with that title. He deserves it. And
he does.
You put massive respect on the RPW name that it freaking deserves. I believe in Marche Rockett.
I think
All the way.
when I'm gonna make this quick, okay, because I know we got more matches to talk about. But when Steve Michaels went down to Hawaii, all right, there's a little show you should brush yourself up on. Get yourself a Disney Plus. It's called Moana. Okay, I think Steve Michaels had Moana in his corner when he was in Hawaii, and that's the only reason why he came back with the RPW championship. All right. put some respect on Marche Rocket's name. I can't wait to see this man win. He did tear down the house with Joe Hendry, but we got more matches to talk about. This next match, it's a bag of tricks match, and I'm not talking about your favorite cereal, okay? I'm talking about what will Grin bring in the bag of tricks match as he faces off against Shogun. Chris Logan, have you ever been in a match of such? And not to mention the ringmaster will be there in the corner of Grin. Lil McGee, what can you tell us about this match?
Yeah, Grin's been getting in the head of Shogun since the start of the season. Shogun was disturbed when Grin creepily waved him following the tag team match at Fall Brawl. And at Christmas Chaos, Grin gifted Shogun a voodoo doll. And Grin decided to challenge Shogun to the match, and Shogun accepted. Um, but there are rules though. There's a bag in each corner, and whatever's in the bag they can use as a weapon. And the match can end by pinfall or submission. I've never seen a bag of tricks match, so I'm very excited to see that. Um, I think Grin is gonna take this one. He seems like he's pretty determined, and he he's a very scary man. So I think with having the ringmaster in his corner, there's definitely going to be some trickery there.
Definitely some tomfoolery
Oh yes,
will go
lots
on
of
in this match.
tomfoolery.
I mean, any weapon can be in each of those bags. The winner, either by pinfall or submission. I'm gonna go to Ref Danny because, and then I'll come back to you, Double J. Ref Danny, I know you have some background with Mr. Shogun. Care to tell us your prediction for this match?
Oh man, when it comes to these two in this scenario, it's literally gonna be tricks. Shogun, um, being trained by him, it's he has you have to have dedication. Literally, he's dedicated, passionate. Like he's focused. He's focused. I've never seen this man use a weapon in my life. Like I've never seen him use a weapon, so this is gonna be interesting. If he chooses to, open these bags, you know, what if there are actually tricks against him when he opens these bags? You know what I'm saying? Because Grin is he's
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 different.
terrifying.
Yeah.
He is terrifying, and I don't know what sense came to him that we want to flip the switch on himself and become this kind of an evil being of torching Shogun, who is like the voice of RPW. This is our general here.
That's Michael Allen, but yes, carry on. The voice of RPW, folks, Michael Allen. We love that fucking guy. Leave that in.
But yeah, oh yeah, Michael Allen. I love him. I
Dude,
love
who
him so
doesn't
much.
love? Hey, real
Who
quick, let's
doesn't?
have everybody put your ones in the sky for Michael Allen.
Oh yeah.
Thank you very much. Danny, yeah,
I'm gonna pick Shogun. I believe that his psychology is good. Like he's strong mentally and physically. Like he knows. He knows. I believe in Shogun. He may, like I said, he may get, some tricks happen, it may happen. But
may backfire on him, as you were hinting at. I mean,
Shogun
that's a great observation. Yeah. Double
I don't think
J.
nothing's gonna stop Shogun from defeating Grin at this when it comes to this match. It's survival, pretty much. And Shogun knows how to survive.
This is survival, absolutely. Double J, I know you have a lot of respect for Shogun. I'm interested to hear your take on this match because we haven't seen like a match of this sort in RPW. So I don't even know how we predict, but I'm interested to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, I think we haven't really heard much from Shogun regarding this match. We've heard a lot from Grin. Grin is definitely playing the mind games here. He's, sent the voodoo, he's gifted Shogun a voodoo doll and then challenged him to this match and is trying to get in his head for some reason. I'm very curious as to like what the mindset of Shogun is going to be. This is a guy who we've seen come out and be pretty like, cool, calm, and composed out there. He is focused, he is determined when entering into the ring. But when you go into the ring against Grin, you don't really know what's going to happen. This man is a veteran. He knows how to play the psychological game with you in there. And I'd be very curious to see what Shogun can do to try to outsmart Grin in this case, because he's really stepping into Grin's wheelhouse. We don't know what little bags of tricks that Grin's going to bring to this ring and set up in there. We don't even know if it's actually going to be weapons. Shogun could reach into
Yeah.
that bag and try to pick out a weapon, and it could be
Yes.
just like a bag of sand or a cupcake or who knows what to like,
Or
just
knockout
get in
dash,
his head.
Or
Yeah.
knockout dash, who
It could
knows?
be anything. And then with Ringmaster outside of there too, just kind of lurking and who knows what he
True.
can do. The card is definitely stacked against Shogun here, and it all depends on how he's going to play into those mind games. If he's going to let them, break his focus, but if is able to stay determined and on target with what he's trying to do in there, which is just to rack up another win and take out Grin, I think Shogun could come out on top here. But if he, tries to focus on all the external variables, Grin's going to take advantage of that. So
But
I think it's a 50-50 shot on who wins this match.
Double J,
Definitely.
real quick. Um, to what you said about how Shogun's not responding to any of this, my belief, he ain't buying into it. He's focusing on himself right now. That's what he's doing. He
Could
doesn't need
be.
to respond.
Could be.
That's how I see it.
Very
He's
true.
focusing on him. He's not going to buy into those mind games, and I believe that's how Shogun really is. He isn't buying into that stuff.
I could see that. Before I get to my prediction, we have plenty of matches coming up. Well, we have two more matches coming up. My pick, here's what I think is going to happen. They are going to get a huge, big size bag. They're going to put it in the corner, and one of the tricks that's going to be in the bag is going to be machine. Okay, that's a big fucking bag. Leave that in. Okay, they're going to put machine in one of the bags, and Shogun's going to open it. And machine's going to pop out. Hell, we might even see the ringmaster in another bag. Okay, Shogun, get your reps in, buddy, because you're going to need it for this match. Let's talk about the next match. So this next match, I don't even want, it's like I don't even want to talk about it at this point, but I have to in all fairness.
Gabagool, by the way. Gabagool.
Yes.
We forgot the ringmaster kicked out one of his members.
Yes, that did happen. 2 shows ago, they did fire Sinister.
So
From the
Sinister could be
rings.
in one of those bags. He's a big
To
dude
help
too. There could be
Shogun.
another big bag.
That's what
I
I was just
mean-
thinking. Sorry, sorry that was late, but I was just
No,
thinking
no,
about
no.
that. Like,
It's a good point because the 3 rings go all the way back to Pro Wrestling Blitz, and I saw the 3 rings in full effect back in the day at St. Joe's Park. Sinister, he was fired. However, was that a distraction? Did they know that this was coming up? Is this a part of the bag of tricks?
oh yeah, that's good. That's really actually That's this is all just full of tricks, man.
It's to be determined. So my prediction is the only thing I can predict is that Machine and maybe Sinister and maybe the Ringmaster will be in one of those bags. But this next match I want to talk about, it features a hairless cat and a straight up bitch going up against some mystery opponents in a tag team match. I really have nothing good to say about Maximus Orion. You just got your ass kicked by your mom last month, and you are a member of the LIM, and then you steal my championship belts. I have no words. Let me collect myself. You called my LIM championship and the one that PX formerly wore, and Danny, the former LIM champion, he also wore that title with pride. You called it a piece of plastic, and then you steal it. And now I got to talk about you and this guy who you feuded with for the whole last year, and we rooted you on. Now you're gonna tag with him against mystery opponents. I mean, what, guys? I'm at a loss for words right now. You betrayed the LIM, you betrayed your own family, the Shelleys, and you betrayed all RPW. You're with the Undeniable. You're tag teaming with a guy who you absolutely despised last year. You've lost all credibility and all decency, and then you steal my belts.
And he has the audacity to talk to me and Nani and ask for cookies.
Straight up, like, get out of here.
Before I
And
get to
another
this man,
thing,
yes, go, please.
look at how big this man's nose is. Has everyone ever talked about it? Like, you could probably fly a 737 through one nostril and out the other and
Hell
That's
yeah.
land it
true.
on that big ass forehead of Ryan Matthews or that big ass spot in the back of Maximus's head.
It's like the Grand Canyon, you just straight up go in there. Come on, it's Grand Canyon.
Lil
It's Grand
McGee,
Canyon.
Lil McGee, since you mentioned the Ewok of Rocket Pro Wrestling fan groups, I want you to talk a little bit. So, the LIM is now in a vlog war with the Fabulous Idiots, Idolizers. Sorry, with the Fabulous Idolizers. Where are we at with this war? Because we're fighting many wars on many different fronts at this point.
We gotta be careful.
Well, with Nani, we're doing the math on the candy. She's calling me candy girl, but she's actually giving more candy if we're doing the math. So she's really the candy girl here. And then Maximus, after his little hiatus from social media, the first post he puts out is his favorite candy. And then in the comments he's talking about, you guys really want to impress me, make cookies. I don't even know what to say. He doesn't even like the candy that I give him, but Nani comes and gives him all these gifts and such and
Mm.
kisses up to him.
Oh, do you think it's fair to say that maybe Nani and Maximus Orion have a little thing going on outside of here?
I mean, with
Ooh.
Cupid's Carnage coming up, Valentine's Day right around the corner. I'm
We
sure
could get some
Maximus would like
flowers.
to
Here,
reciprocate something sweet with his little Ewok.
I'd like to serenade Maximus and the Ewok real quick. Cupid, draw back your bow. Okay, thank you. I appreciate you guys coming to the Glee Club here. Um, I'm more interested to hear who you guys think the mystery opponents are because we know both of these jabronis are going to lose in this match. So I think we can all unanimously agree here that the mystery opponents are going to beat these two ass hats. Who do you guys think the mystery opponents are? Double J.
I have to go with it's see that's the tough thing. I mean, Nuke is picking these opponents, correct?
That's correct.
And Nuke is, I remember last season with Nuke and Turtle when Turtle was co-GM, they brought in a lot of great talent to the tag team
Hey,
division.
hey, hey! Don't be
Hey,
don't
hey,
be putting good name on Turtle on this
hey, Turtle
podcast.
only was able to bring them in because he got the seal of approval
Hey,
from
hey, hey,
Nuke.
hey! As I said in the beginning of this episode, the only LIM members that are here right now are the ones that matter, the ones that I truly care about. Don't be talking about how great Turtle is,
I'm not
right?
trying to. I'm
I
giving
got
him credit where
I
credit
got
is
more
due.
I got more problems with that soft shell bitch than I got with Maximus Orion right now. He wants to run me down on his podcast. Okay, so who do you think the mystery opponent is?
I think it's going to be it's got to be the most decorated champion in all of pro wrestling history and his twin brother. It's Vacant and Mystery Opponent.
Hold on. I think I have their match card here. There's
Yeah, look,
Vacant.
Vacant
Well,
as one of his many reigns as WWE champion.
yes. Yes.
Mm.
He's taken out the likes of so many historic Hall of Famers, and he has come now to Rocket Pro Wrestling with his
Folks,
brother, Mystery Opponent, to take out that shiny tooth tanned freak and the mama's boy.
that little
Or I'm sorry, mama's bitch.
Turtle's a soft shell bitch, but Maximus is a mama's bitch. He got his ass whooped by his mama.
Oh
Uh
yeah.
Lil McGee, who's gonna be the mystery opponents?
Gabagool, I'm so sorry to disappoint you and bring up his name, but it would make sense that Turtle came. It would
All
be
right,
nice
I'm gonna
surprise.
move on. I'm gonna move on because I told you in the group chat. I have been explicitly clear. Do not, please. I hate to talk about Turtle. You guys know I fucking hate that soft shell bitch. And you're talking about him on my show. He runs me down on his show. Oh, Tony Gabagool, you said you were gonna get rid of Maximus Orion, and you never did. Guess what, Turtle? I'm the leader. I do whatever the fuck I want. All right, Lil McGee. Do you want to try again?
Yes. So I think Ollie might join.
Yay!
I think
Oh, the
he
cat
has
scratch
been
fever.
a little cat scratch fever going into it. Um, Now as for Ollie's partner, um, I can't really see who would
Mm,
who
mm,
would be in there, you know? I
mm.
can't,
I'm
Ollie.
thinking there's only one choice at this point. And ladies and gentlemen, he's back from injury. This is going to be the tag team partner. JBL with the neck brace, got the cowboy hat on top. What do you think?
Yeah.
The only one that makes sense.
He's out there clotheslining people in a trench coat. It only makes sense. He
It's
likes to put bitches in their place.
it's
And
all
that's what he
part of
does
the
best.
story. Ref Danny, let me hear your prediction, then I'm going to give my groundbreaking prediction
Oh,
here.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, so hear me out. I've got a few predictions of the tag teams that are going to whoop the hairless rats' asses. So it would be, hear me out. Yeah, Von Jaeger
Mm.
with Sam Ellie, or
Ooh.
Rion and Sam Ellie, or Riyadh and Jaeger.
Somebody just cooked. It's a fucking kitchen in
Because
here.
I don't blame Jaeger for bombing me. You know, I don't. He was blind. Poor bastard was blind.
It's
All
a
right.
classic mix-up. It happens all the
It is.
time.
It is. I have to say, my back was hurting for a little bit after that. Yeah. I paid the price afterwards in moving around in that rain, man. I had to go in the hot tub. But listen here. Jaeger got screwed over his title. He did. So
Correct.
it's only fair that he wants his revenge and wants to destroy these guys. And Rion, we all know Rion, what happened to him last month, how he got manhandled by every undeniable pretty much and was messed up. You know, he got pushed to the table. Why wouldn't Rion want to get his revenge? I believe in that man. That man's going to whip his ass.
We love some Rion on this podcast. You all
Either
know he's
way,
my
Rion
yeah.
is going to be in the match. Is going to be that one tag team partner. It's going to be either Jaeger or Ellie. And Ellie's a really good, really talented wrestler too. And seeing him, oh man,
Sam
he would
Eli?
love to help out. He would love to help out, I'm pretty sure.
Sam Eli.
Yeah.
That's who you're referring to? Yeah. Sam Eli would be a hell of a pick. Well, let me give you my prediction real quick. I'm gonna pull in this picture. I think that we're gonna see none other than that bitch Maximus Orion and the careless hat, as Steve called him on commentary at Resolution. It's a hairless cat. They will be facing off against none other than Stone Cold E.T. Oh, hell yeah. Taking on none other than my main man, fucking Beans from Even Stevens. What do you guys think of that?
No what?
I didn't even know that they were back together as a tag team.
Come on.
And this is the biggest revelation since sliced bread. All right. This is
All
better
right.
than when the McRib came back. I swear to God.
You guys
I would
need to
love to
be.
see Bean. I would love to see Bean show up out of nowhere. I would love it. You know, just like he did in Steven Evans. You know, where'd you come from? You know, I loved it. I wish that.
Steven
You know what?
Evans.
I agree, Gabagool.
Even Stevens.
This is gonna be amazing. It's gonna be better. This is gonna be the best match of all best matches.
I'm excited for it, but an even better match, and it should be the main event on this card. It would be the main event on any card ever, any wrestling show, in my opinion. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk a little bit about the man right there with blood coming down from his face, holding in my opinion, the most prestigious title in all Rocket Pro Wrestling. That right there is Gunnar Brave when he was the Outer Limits champion. This is the man who coined the name Lovely Intoxicated Men.
Why is Pat holding that title? Why is he holding that title?
Pat used to be the heavyweight champion. in
I
his.
could see why
If
he
you've
would be the
if you've
heavyweight
seen his
champion.
gut, he is still the heavyweight champion.
Hey, it's a bowling league he's in. All right. I digress.
Anyway, back to match
Yeah,
at hand.
We have LIM, some of the OGs from LIM. Uh, we followed Gunner Brave very early on. We love this guy, and me especially, being from the Joliet area, knowing that this kid came into the business at 19 years old. This
wow,
is the city of champions.
wow.
Joliet is the city of champions, and he most certainly he might not come out to the ring with a championship, but he is our champion. He is the hometown hero. He is the king of the North. He's going to face off, in my opinion, one of the biggest matches in Rocket Pro Wrestling history. He's going to face off against Shaq Jordan, where the loser will leave RPW. I think the only people that lose in this match, seriously, are the fans. Because the God honest truth is we're going to lose one of these mega stars of this company. I love Gunner Brave to death. He has my support 100% of the way. And don't ever count Gunner Brave out in February. This man unleashes violence. We saw him go up against Eric Dillinger at
Oh yeah,
Cupid's Carnage. There was barbed wire in the match. There was blood. Gunner Brave left it all in the ring. And he makes us proud time after time. Gunner Brave, you have my support 100% of the way, sir. I hope to see you victorious and just end it once and for all with this generational plaid Jordan, as I call him on commentary. All right, just get rid of
oh,
him. He's a part
Gabagool,
timer. Go ahead,
Gabagool.
Danny.
Yeah, Gabagool. You told you were saying that he's the one that gave us the name earlier.
That's the lore of LIM. Gunner Brave coined the term "lovely intoxicated men."
What a guy, dude. What a guy. I would hate to see this come out either or. This doesn't need to happen. Honestly, this doesn't need to happen.
It
Why is this?
doesn't. It shouldn't be a loser leaves. I mean, really. But here's the thing: Shaq Jordan's a part timer. He's barely there. We see Gunner Brave time and time again, even just in this season, putting on banger
Yeah,
after banger. Right? We
yeah.
saw him face off against Rafael Quintero. That might right there be match of the year. But then I'm going to see Gunner Brave kick Shaq Jordan's ass, and that right there should be match of the year.
It's because Shaq is very talented in that ring, but he's got this attitude mindset that just doesn't vibe with everybody. He's in it for himself at least, and he ain't picking sides. He's just for himself. He wants it all. And when it comes to Gunner, these two are gonna make magic happen, like one last time together. Like it's gonna be magical. Like these
Magical is
two,
right. Double
they're
J,
gonna put the work in. And
Double J, I see you biting your tongue there. You got something on your mind or something you want to talk about here?
Yeah, I mean, I love Gunner. He's done a lot for us. He's done a lot for RPW, but we can't count out Shaq Jordan. I mean, lights out Shaq Jordan, the Light Slayer. We saw what he did to that lighting rig. We've seen what he is able to do in the ring. If you followed this man anywhere across promotions across the greater
yeah,
Midwest area, he former Frontline Pro champion most recently. The stuff he's done in Wrestle League. He's taken so many guys to the limit in this business that it's, Gunner can make magic happen in February, but Shaq can make magic happen in any month that he's booked. And
yeah.
that's the tough part about him. We call him a part-timer, but it's just he's a main eventer when he does show up. And
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a hard challenge for Gunner to step up to, is with a man that oozes machismo, charisma, and confidence that Shaq Jordan has. When he steps out of that curtain and into those ropes, he's already won the match in his head, whereas Gunner is coming out there ready to fight. Shaq is going to be thinking two steps ahead here. We can't
Yep.
count that out, and I think it's going to be a fight. It's going to be brutal, and there's going to be some gruesomeness to this match, and you can't count out Shaq when he's bringing that edge and that chip on his shoulder into this, because we've all heard that Shaq, he cost Gunner that championship opportunity in
Yep.
May, when he helped come out and cost Gunner his championship match when he cashed in on Steve Michaels. And then when
Yeah.
they were at the Rocket Rocket Rumble, they started against each other and then they started fighting, and then it's kind of just any cost Shaq or Gunner cost Shaq an opportunity to the Rocket to the Top briefcase. And this is a deep-seated blood feud that these men have. Book them on Bad Blood, put them in Hell in a Cell. There's no one's gonna leave out of this unscathed.
No, yeah, and like I have to back you up on that with Shaq, dude. He may be a part-timer, but I've seen him in other promotions as well, and yeah, he's like y'all know Brett Hitman Hart. He's like just the way he moves, the way he grooves, the way he talks. It's kind of like that.
So you know what
Kind of
it's the
another
thing what they say about part-timers these days. All the part-timers are all-timers, and Shaq can be arguably in there as well.
I've
I
been
wish he
hearing
had
a
a better
lot of.
mindset. I wish he had a better mindset, an attitude approach, but it is what it is at this point. He's gonna do what he wants to do, and yeah.
I've been hearing a lot of verbal diarrhea at the mouth from both of you, and it's like, you guys, it's Gunner Brave, King of the North.
I don't disagree with you, Gabagool,
I
but you
agree.
can't discredit what Shaq brings to the table.
Lil McGee, you want to help me out on this?
I do.
Thank you.
I think that we chant Gunner's house for a reason. We don't chant Shaq's house. It's Gunner's house. So Gunner definitely is a Spitfire, and he's gonna take it to the top, and he's gonna win.
I couldn't agree with you more, honestly. And I mean, this is without a doubt one of the biggest matches in RPW history. And again, I will level with you guys because I said it already when I previewed the match. The only people that are losing in this match, the only person that's going to lose is the RPW fans because we'd hate to see either one of these men go.
Dude, why? Why does it, like I said, why does it have to happen? Like, just have a match and whoever wins, wins, right? And they stay. No one needs to leave. Come on.
When a blood feud gets to this point, there's only one way to go, and I think this is the way to go. Folks, that's going to be the Cupids Carnage card. We hope to see you there February 8th, Rocket Pro Wrestling. It will be at St. Joe's Park. As you all know, get there early, get yourself a seat. Don't forget about the Franks that you can find over at Captain Dave's Galley. Let's take one more good look at those.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of that?
Delicious.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for them.
We're excited for those. Frank, you're doing a great job coming up with some great concessions. You suck as a manager, so just remember that. In some final thoughts, I've addressed Maximus Orion. He stole my belts. That's what he looks like on a good day, if that. But
He doesn't have that much hair.
Nah.
the thing is, and I don't know if you haven't noticed, PX isn't here. PX, I hope you got my message. And we got Baby LaGreca. Baby LaGreca, he really wants those belts back in this house because without those belts, I'm just a guy with a kid. You know what I mean? Without those belts, I'm not the reigning defending LIM champion, right? And there's another podcast out there that keeps running me down time after time. And they're talking about how time after time I'm Top Fan 2.0 because I don't defend my titles. Guess what? Everybody in the LIM, you guys know you can challenge me, but you don't out of respect because I'll outdrink you any day of the week. Double J, you came pretty close, but our match it got disrupted because of the hoopla in November. I'll give you a rematch anytime you want it. All you got to do is give me the word.
I don't even challenge you for fun, for fun, just for fun.
Hey,
why not?
My belts are always on the line. They're always up for challenge. I will take any challenge. So this whole thing about how I'm Top Fan 2.0, I'm not. All right. And the other thing, you want to know why we've been radio silent? Because you guys over here on this podcast, it's the same old thing over and over again. Come up with something creative. Yes, Baby Greca, sit on my lap. Let's talk a little bit of crap about JFW. There goes my. Here's the thing. You guys, you want to talk about how we're radio silent. he's saying do this. Do this, JFW. Do something creative. You don't do anything creative. It's the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
Hey,
Stop
baby,
hitting replay on the playlist, JFW. Hit shuffle. Spice it up.
that's all I
Do
got.
something new.
Spice it up.
when the loop before the loop got sold out, they were playing the same thing over and over again. You know, 97.9 just became boring after a while.
Listen, AOC gets it, right? She gets it, but JFW doesn't get it. Turtle, I got many more problems with you. You keep running me down about my leadership in the LAIM. You are causing more problems in this group than Maximus Orion, and he just stole the most prestigious. I can't even find the words right now because you're driving me insane, Turtle.
Gabagool.
Yes.
I want to ask you what happened because what happened with Turtle and you exactly? Like what went down?
I mean, he's questioning my leadership. He wants me to remove. Yes, we'll turn it on. But listen, he's been constantly bickering. We've did a court case against him, and he's not happy. He wants me to remove Maximus Orion from the LIM. And really, Turtle, what you need to do is have some accountability and responsibility for yourself. Right? Make things happen for yourself.
Can I ask why you don't want to remove Will?
I don't have to answer that. I'm the leader of the LIM. I answer only to one person.
That's fair.
God and Chuck Gunderson. Okay.
It's a shot in the dark, man. It's a shot in the dark. I just wanted to ask, I mean, you
Shot
have
in the
your
dark.
why,
Hey,
and
Danny, Shot in the Dark. It's a song by Ozzy Osbourne. Ladies and gentlemen, RPW, Cupids Carnage, February 8th. Make sure you're there.
Be there.
He wants to know how you turn it on. He wants to watch some Gunner Brave highlights because he knows Gunner Brave's coming out champion. Is that right, Baby LaGreca?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Double J, you got anything else for this episode?
No, I think we've said all that we can, and I think it's time to close the tab on this episode of the podcast.
Danny, thank you for being here. Lil McGee, great to have you as always.
And as always, shut up, Santino.
And Baby LaGreca, quiet down when we're doing podcasts.